What's up, man? I come to y'all with another video because everything's about self-mastery. So that's what I'm going to get into a lot in my videos, about self-mastery and growth, personal development. Something to master your own mindset, your own mind state, your own mental frame. So today we're really going to get into neutrality and why nothing is good or bad. Basically why you should always be stoic, why you should always be balanced or composed. If you 18, spark up. Yeah, man, everything's about self-mastery and being balanced. You gotta be composed no matter what. No matter how bad, tough, or how good great things is. Like Floyd Mayweather. A lot of people might not like him, but when he boxing, he's always composed. Even when people throwing flurries at him, he's always calm, he's always relaxed, and I think that's why he wins all his fights, why he still has a perfect record. Because he stays composed and relaxed no matter what. You never see him lose his cool. Like Goku. Y'all watch Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super? Like Goku. You never see him tripping. You never see him get uncomposed. No matter how bad it gets, he always stays composed. He always stays balanced. He always keeps his cool. And that's really how you master yourself. That's how you master life. That's how you achieve your dreams. Don't be swayed. When the wind blows, don't be swayed, because the wind blows on everybody. But it's all about how you adjust your sails, because shit gonna happen no matter what. But it's all about how you respond to it. That's what gets you where you want to go in life. When you get this little dream in your head, the universe and God starts bringing things and obstacles into your life to bring you towards that dream. But that's exactly what it is. You see it as obstacles. You see it as problems or troublesome stuff. When really this is everything you asked for. It's coming to you. But for it to come to you, a whole bunch of things have to be put together. Some things have to be taken apart. Some things have to be thrown back in. And people don't understand that. It's always going to get a little rough. Just from driving from here to there, you're going to hit a couple potholes. You're going to go down a couple hills. You're going to go up a couple hills. The path is never straight. It's never smooth. But yeah, basically, to get more in depth about this situation, I'm going to get into a story about an ancient Chinese man, ancient Chinese farmer. And basically the story goes like, he's chilling on his farm one day. He has a horse, right? His horse runs away. So everybody comes to him and they're like, "Isn't that bad? That's so terrible." And he's like, "Maybe." Then the next day, that same horse that ran away comes back with more wild horses. So now he has more than what he had originally. And they're like, "Isn't that great?" And he's like, "Maybe." Then the next day his son is trying to tame one of those wild horses. He falls off the horse and breaks his leg. Everybody comes and surrounds them. They're like, "Isn't this horrible? It's terrible." And he's like, "Maybe." Down the line, officers for the army come through the village and they're grabbing young men to, join the army. They're forcing them to join the army. They come across his son, they see his leg, and they're like, "He's not eligible. He has a broken leg. What are we going to do with him?" So they pass him up and go about their way. And everybody like, "That's wonderful, that's wonderful." And he's like, "Maybe." Because he never knows what can come from that situation. It could be another bad thing that comes from that situation. That's the end of the story, but if you want to continue the story, because his son got left there, something could happen to his son the next day or a week later or a month later, because he didn't go to the army and he dies in the village somehow from a terrible accident in the village. But he would have never gotten that terrible accident if he would have went to the army. So that's how things can go, and that's why he always stayed composed and balanced no matter what happens. kept it at maybe. He didn't say yes or no. He didn't get overly positive or overly negative. He stayed balanced right in the middle. And that's what I'm trying to get at, because you never know the consequences of fortune or misfortune. But point being, you never know what can come from the situation, though. It's like, okay, I was working at State Farm. You know, that's a grand company. Everybody respects that company. Okay, I worked for State Farm. I got fired because I got a DUI. The DUI had nothing to do with my job. The DUI didn't even prevent me from showing up to my job the next day. I told them when I got to my job the next day that I got a DUI, and they let me go. So from that point on, I didn't have a job. And I was all fucked up about it. I'm like, oh, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? Then I got into more entrepreneur things. And it took off from there. I got into Forex, I got into stocks, I got into e-commerce. I started selling online, I had my own website. I was using also Facebook, eBay, Amazon. And I started getting real money. More money than I ever had when I was working for a job. So how do you think that makes me feel? I was all upset about it, but now looking back, it was one of the best things that ever happened to me. One time, my buddies left me. It was around the Conor McGregor and Mayweather fight. They had left me, and I'm like, make sure you call me when the fight's over, because we watched it at 2 different spots. So I'm like, make sure you call me when the fight's over, so I can get up with you guys. We can party, we can kick it, celebrate, all that stuff. Okay, my buddy didn't hit me up, so I was all pissed. I'm blowing up his phone. He's not answering. You know, shit like that. So I'm getting pissed now. I'm like, you know what the fuck, you bogus? You always doing shit like this, man. This is what the fuck I be talking about. They end up pulling up downtown somewhere and parking, and they had their music playing loud. They were outside the car standing, you know, just having a good time before they went to the bar and had some fun. And a group of people came from all the way down the street, across, you know, from a whole different street, and they were complaining. And they were like, yeah, your music's loud, this and that, this and that. And they started a whole bunch of stuff, so they ended up getting into a big fight. And my buddies ended up beating them up. They went to the bar, had a good time, went back to their car, and that same group of people came back with more people, with different people, and got beat up again. But this time they got the cops involved. So then my buddies got arrested, and they're still, you know, going through a lot of trouble for that right now. So it was a good thing I wasn't there, but I was so pissed off at the moment. And that's what I'm trying to get to today. That's why you can't let anything sway you. You have to be balanced and composed at all times, because the better energy you're in when things happen, the better things you're going to attract after that situation. You usually can attract the solution to any situation. The solution to every problem is within that problem. But you're not going to be able to find it if you're getting all ruffled and you're getting all knocked off balance. Another situation, I broke my charger. I dropped my phone on the ground and broke my charger, and I was pissed off. So I went to the gas station, got one of those chargers. It worked for a few days, stopped working, you know how that goes. So I had to go to the actual store, and I ended up getting a new phone, which made me very happy. So a bad thing turned into a very good thing. Once again, I would have never went and got that phone if my charger didn't break. So things happen because it's trying to push you to where you're supposed to be, basically, into that place you want to be. And the whole time you're tripping and getting mad at it. That's why the God and universe has a higher understanding than you. That's why they're up there looking like, look, you're tripping and you don't even know what I got set up. It's just like you and your kids. It's just like when you know what's best for your kid, and your kid's all mad at you and getting upset with you, and then in the end they see it was for their greater good. They know it's for the best of them. It's like that same situation. They can't see it at the time. You have a higher vision than them. You're seeing it from a much higher perspective. My friend's cousin, he had this girl. He was staying with her. They were together. She ended up leaving him and getting some different dude. He was all hurt about it. He was staying with her too in her place, so then he was staying from couch to couch, and, you know, kind of hit rock bottom. He ended up getting a new girl at one of the places he was staying on the couch at. He met her there. He met her there. She had a way nicer house, way nicer car, and a way better job. He just totally upgraded. And he wouldn't even met her if he was still up under that old girl. That's how life works. Like, I went to this Halloween party. My car got hit and run, right? And I was so pissed off. But they actually caught the guy, but he didn't even have insurance. So I still had to claim it on my insurance. So I had to pay the deductible. And I had accidentally missed a payment on my old motorcycle. I thought it was paid off, but there was still, like the extra tax and interest at the end. Thought it was paid off and it wasn't. So I didn't make any payments. And that ended up fucking up my credit. And I have very good credit. My credit is like the 8s almost, like 790 up there somewhere. And it ended up fucking up my credit and dropping it way low. And I had an alibi because my car got hit and run, so I had the police reports and the insurance reports and everything. And I was like, I tried to make the payment, but I had to pay for rentals and I had to pay for the deductible and this and that. And I wrote a letter to the credit union, the owner of the credit union, and they ended up removing that from my credit. And I had that alibi because of something bad that happened to me. I'm telling you, man, it all works out if you see it that way. If you perceive it that way, then it all works out. If you get all shaken up, then guess what? Your world gets shaken up. What I'm trying to tell you is just stay composed. You gotta stay composed. Yeah, before I had started smoking bud, I had like anger issues. Y'all used to get mad over the littlest shit. And I was kind of troubled, so I got sent to alternative school. I thought that was like the worst place ever when I got sent there. Like, they had us doing junior high work. I was in high school, got sent to alternative school. They had us doing like real life junior high work, like 6th grade, 7th grade shit, and it was like a big insult to my intelligence. Wasn't nobody there. All my friends was at regular school, so everybody kind of stopped fucking with me because they ain't see me no more. And the fucked up things with some girls I had going on. And more, but I had met somebody there who had actually got me started smoking loud. And I started off with loud. And he the one that got me started on it, and that's what calmed me down, that's what relaxed me. That's what got me to chill, because I had no chill. Like, I'll probably be in jail. Right? I'm sure I have a record right now, like, for real, though. I ain't never started smoking. But yeah, I would never met him if I wouldn't have got sent to alternative school. Like, that totally changed my life. Now that I look back, fam, alternative school is one of the greatest things that could have happened to me, because it gave me a chance to change, like, for real. It gave me a chance to really mature and grow into who I was supposed to be. I was definitely headed down the wrong path. But going back into that DUI I got before I got fired from State Farm, they made me take a class for that I actually just took at the beginning of this year. And I met this girl in DUI class, and she loved the shit out of me. Like, she was into me, you feel me? The class was stupid as hell, but I would have never met that cool ass person if I wouldn't have went there, you feel me? That's another example. That's why you gotta stay balanced, you gotta stay grounded, you gotta stay in the middle. Don't be swaying left or to the right, because a sway to the left is a sway to the right. You getting overly excited about shit, then guess what? You're gonna swing back over to that left. You need to stay grateful and thankful right there in the middle, because you can do that no matter what's happening. You can always be grateful no matter what the situation is. You can find something to be grateful for. It's like a neutral emotion, but a powerful neutral emotion that brings positive things. But yeah, I was about the youngest of my generation in the family. So me and all my cousins, I was like the youngest of our generation. And I always used to be mad because they used to like kick me out the room and go away, push me away and stuff like that. And I couldn't hang out with them. When they went to go kick it, guess what? I was stuck at the house. They was hopping in the car, going and having a good time. And I'm just this young little kid, and they grown, living their life. And I'm like, damn, I wish I was their age. Damn, I wish I could kick it. Damn. But as much as I hated it when I was young, it turned out to be the biggest advantage now that I'm older. I got to see things from a different perspective. I got to see all their mistakes and see the things they went through, and I got to learn from that. And I had like a motto to be better than, you know. And that really helped me out. At like, it was good that I didn't grow up with them, because I'd probably be like them. No disrespect to them, but that's not what I want to be like. So, bad or good, this path brought me to the right place. Why you calling me? Stop calling me. Man, it's like my dad, man. My dad was a man out here. Anybody talk about my dad, like anybody bring him up to like some older people, some old heads, and they know who he was, and they like, man, that man, he was crazy. Like, he was the man. He ran everything, but he was violent though. Like, he did it by violence. Like, people feared that man. And you know, as much as it sucked that he got taken away from me for like a murder charge, he's out now. But I grew up without a dad. But if I grew up with him in my life, I probably would have been violent just like him. That's who I would have learned from. And again, I'd probably be in jail. So, you know, I believe that all worked out for the best. I believe it all worked out for my best interest. Like, it's like when your tire pop, you be pissed like a motherfucker, you be mad. But that tire shop down the street is happy. They need stuff like, they survive off stuff like that. Like, every business in the world, not every business, but most businesses or services, they run off people's problems or people's issues. They're there to supposedly fix that, right? So that's just how it goes. It's like, okay, you might be jealous that dude has a Lambo or a Hellcat, a nice ass supercar, like, or might be mad that you don't have one of those. But it might be for your best interest, because at this day and age, at your age right now, in your current level of maturity, you probably go do some stupid shit in that car and kill yourself, you know? So just as good as you would think to have that, it's probably in your best interest not to even have one right now. If I had a Hellcat, I probably would have wrecked that motherfucker bad right now. Mine ain't no Hellcat, but if it was, it'll probably be in the junkyard somewhere. Like, that's just real. That's real. I'm crazy when it come to driving. I'll be in it. Yeah, but or like starving kids in Africa. Like, one kid finds some water and the other ones are all thirsty and shit. But that water could be contaminated with cholera or some bacteria or some shit. You know, next thing you know, you got dysentery. You shitting your damn guts out or something. You know, bacteria killing you, guinea worm, worms in the water. The main point in all this, man, is like your power is in neutrality, being balanced, knowing that it's all gonna work out for the best, because then you'll attract situations that do work out for the best. And that's the main message of all this. Like, no matter what happens, start thinking from now on. When something bad happens, think about what you're grateful for. Think about the good that could come out the situation, or expect good to come out the situation. Then just sit back and watch. Like, you attract according to your emotional state. What you're feeling right now, that's what you're attracting. You ain't gonna be rich till you feel rich. You ain't gonna have that till you feel like you already have it, or you already feel good without having it. You feel as good as you would having it without having it. That's how you attract. Like that. Like, back to my overview, that's how you get the girl. Already feeling like you have girls, like you can have any girl. That's how you get the girls. It's the same thing. Like, the first bumper roadblock that comes, and now you already backing off, or you're getting all pessimistic about the whole situation. And that's what's gonna fuck everything up, like, in all honesty. Like, it's all about gratitude. If you studied the law of attraction or anything sort of like it, it all goes back to gratitude. That's the most powerful emotion. It can bring you anything you want. And, like, even in the worst of situations, gratitude can keep you up here instead of you being down here in a low vibration. Like, subscribe, comment.